What is going on? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today I want to talk to you about ChargePoint. I'm going to go over some of the latest data points, technicals, and where I see things going from here. Before I get into any of that though, make sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And with that, let's get right to it. So based on Friday, it did go up 1.15%. Fairly good volume for a Friday. So 9.05 million versus 13.5 the average. And based on the chart, it did successfully transition from the lower to the higher percentile of the Bollinger Band, and also did get over that 50-day moving average. And in ChargePoint's case, that 50-day moving average usually is a fairly good pivot point for it to go on a good rally. But of course, you do need 2 consecutive days to really indicate a trend. So this is why looking tomorrow at Monday, which on a side note is a half a day, but that's going to be very important on the technicals at least. But there is several data points behind the scenes kind of showing and signaling that this might be a time for it to pull back. So I'll go over some of that. So starting off with options activity. So based on options from Friday, there was $2.02 million in calls being purchased versus 1.64 million in puts. So based on that, it is anticipated clearly that there might be a continuation and for it to go up. But if you do look at this options activity and compare it to the previous couple days prior to that and the remaining of last week, there was a little bit more of an increase in puts, which might signal the fact that people are anticipating that this might be slowing down this reversal. So of course, especially with this very big resistance point, that 50-day moving average, it might just kind of get dragged back into this range right here. Especially as well, looking at the stochastic indicator, it does have a nice bullish sentiment behind the scenes, but it is currently at 52. So if it does continue to go up, then it'll be really overbought. So once again, needing to consolidate, which is once again mirroring exactly what the options activity is saying. If you're looking at the grid though, so this shows all the calls, the strike prices, expiry dates, it is anticipated to go between roughly the $8.50 and $9 range in the next couple of weeks. So once again, let me know you guys' thoughts on that. Keep in mind, options activity does not move the stock price. It is just merely a sentiment. As well, I'm not a financial advisor. You guys always do your own due diligence. But briefly going back over here, looking at the momentum indicator, number of retail investors have been getting in, clearly taking advantage of, I guess, the discounted value and discounted price, which of course I myself did buy in at around the 760 range for around 600 shares. So I'm pretty happy with that. I felt that what has been happening over the last little bit was an overreaction. And of course, that's because of Powell and the whole Tesla alliance. So those are basically what's been causing a lot of volatility in ChargePoint. But like I said, number of retail investors have been getting in, but big money has not. So these are all the transactions that did occur so far on the secondary market, over $100,000. And the last being on June the 28th for $414,000. Based on the bid and the ask, it was a sell. So if you are one of those investors, retail investors that likes to follow what big money is doing, they are not right now. So once again, let me know you guys' thoughts on that. As far as this, so the latest updates, or I guess events for ChargePoint is on the 18th, and that is their annual shareholder meeting. A couple of things I just wanted to share with you. Once again, I am on Interactive Brokers. If you do like a lot of this content and right here, take a look at the link in the description below and play around. It does have a lot of good information, but based on the latest Morningstar report that did come out, I believe last Thursday, it does show ChargePoint's fair market value being $11. And as far as some analyst ratings, as you can see, the last being June the 5th, looking at tip ranks though, just a little bit more of a deeper look, last being 10 days ago, and that was Bank of America. They gave a buy. Citibank gave a $10.80 target, which was 12 days ago, and the rest were roughly around a month ago. And of course, looking at this analyst right here, does have a 56% success rating. So clearly based on this, the average consensus is $15.40 for ChargePoint. So once again, kind of confirming the fact that ChargePoint is at a fairly deep discount, but clearly with the whole Tesla alliance really just ambiguously just sitting there and really gaining a lot of strength, it is going to be affecting ChargePoint, which will affect their future expenses, in my opinion, because even based on this news right here on Electrify America, they're going to be adding connectors to accommodate for Tesla's plug and moving forward as the industry standard. So definitely this is going to be something that ChargePoint will have to look at. Right now though, ChargePoint does accommodate for Tesla, but only using level 2. So again, that's something that we'll have to work on for ChargePoint. That will cost them a little bit more of an additional expense. But at the time of doing this video, there has been no press releases or any SEC filings, the last press release being on the 29th. But of course, I already did touch on that right here for Electrify America. So I'll give you guys a quick overview, for instance, of what shorts are doing, because shorts as well have been really in ChargePoint for a while. So utilization currently is 97.83%. As far as what they did on Friday, it shows flat, but 20.92% of the free float is in fact being shorted, and that works out to be 62.59 million shares overall are being shorted. Cost to borrow average is 18.98% as well. So given all of this, the fact that they were flat on a red day is kind of optimistic. So like I said, based on all the data points right here, it's kind of mixed. But still, I think there's an overwhelming kind of sentiment right now that this rally might actually stop and get pulled back into this range. So again, do your own due diligence at the end of the day, because when it comes down to this upcoming week, there is a lot of data points that you need to know that could really boost ChargePoint or really hurt it. Because when it comes down to ChargePoint, well, obviously they are servicing consumers. And of course, looking over here on Thursday, there is right here ADP non-farm employment, and on Friday, ADP non-farm payroll, both very much linked to consumers. So if positive, then yeah, ChargePoint could very much break against a lot of the signals that's starting to point out and continue to trend up. Because looking at the fib levels, for instance, right now, with it being at $8.79, it is currently between this S1 and the pivot. So $8.34 is that next big support that you need to watch for. Vice versa, $9.12 is the next big resistance that it'll need to get over for it to continue to trend up. So most likely, at least in the short term, this momentum is going to continue up until around $9.12, on which it might actually get the stochastic a little bit to that range where it's overbought. And this is where, once again, a lot of the signals behind the scenes might pull it back down into this range. So let me know you guys' thoughts on all of this in the comments below. As well, on Wednesday, there is also the meeting minutes going to be coming out. And of course, that is always a very volatile time. So let me know you guys' thoughts on all of this in the comments below. And like I said, give yourself a shadow if you have been buying, if you bought in the 7s, 8s, what you are doing and where you guys see things going. So like I said, I do feel that it can actually get up to around the 915, 920 range before it does actually get dragged back down. Whether it actually stays above this 50-day moving average or below is going to be that very big indicator on where it's going to be going. So once again, let me know you guys' thoughts on all this in the comments below. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And with that said, I appreciate you guys watching. Let's eventually make a lot of money on ChargePoint.